All right, welcome to Spotlight, Fourth Down Magazine's weekly fireside chat with the movers and shakers on the field in the Mid-Penn Conference. I'm Andy Shay. I'm going to be your moderator. He wears number 10 for the Boiling Springs Bubbler. He is a senior. He is 6'1", 170 pounds, and he is the quarterback for the Bubblers. Please welcome Colin Lunde to the Spotlight this week. Colin, thank you for working through our technical difficulties. We're grateful for you to spend some time with us. Thanks so much, dude.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, this is how this works. I'm going to have a little chat with Colin. I'm going to ask some fun questions about the Bubblers, who are 8-1, by the way, and have won 5 straight games. Then at the end, Colin, we're going to put you on the Spotlight hot seat for a few short answer questions to close out. But first, let me throw some numbers at you. In 9 games, the orchestrator of the Bubblers' modified wing T offense, and yes, we are going to talk about that. I made sure to throw in modified for your coach, Colin, just so Coach Zell doesn't feel bad and say, well, we're not really straight wing T. Anyway, Colin's completed 30 of 52 passes this season for 707 yards, 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Those are really, really, really good numbers for a quarterback, even in a modified wing T offense. I can assure you, after decades of watching the wing T, he's got a completion percentage approaching 60%. He averages between 23 and 24 yards per completion, and better than 40% of his passes that go to the house for touchdowns. That is ideal scenario in numbers for a modified wing T quarterback. So let's start with the modified wing T. We've already established that that's what Boiling Springs run. But if you needed to move or throw the ball and be a pass-first offense, in my opinion, you have the offensive line and receivers to do that at a moment's notice. Do you feel the same way, Colin?
Yeah, absolutely. During practice, we work in any scenario. We could adapt to anything we needed to. Our coaches are with great coaching staff, and they could adapt to any problem that we have. If we need to switch more to pass, we could definitely do it. And we definitely have the receiving core to do it, for sure.
Yeah, I feel the same way. So speaking, we're going to flip and talk about the run game. In your estimation, you guys have so many dudes that are fighting to get carries. And I mean the struggle to get carries for the Boiling Springs Bubblers in their modified wing T offense. It is intense and real. You guys have them stacked up. What's the number of guys in an average game that you're handing the ball off to? Different guys that you're handing the ball off to in an average game? Because I know you guys got a lot of guys fighting for carries.
Yeah, depending on if we have any injury or need for more substitution, we have, I would say, at least 4, even 5 guys who would be fine in a varsity game to take a carry and do well.
I agree. I mean, and the more the merrier in the wing T, but I mean, you guys have 4 or 5 guys and there's no drop off. I've seen it and I'm like, and I've asked your coach about it. He goes, no, it's a fight to get our guys the ball. So including last year when we all labored through the COVID-19 pandemic season, you guys have gone 12-3 in your last 15 games, including 8 wins and 9 games this season. How and why, in your opinion, is this team even better than last year?
Well, I start off with the senior class. We've been in here since freshman year, so we've just been growing with the offense, and there have been some adaptations and stuff, and we've been there for all of it. So we're really bought into the system for sure. And then our line has also been developing. We've been doing a lot more off-season lifting than in previous years, and that's definitely contributed to why we're just even a step ahead of where we were last year, which last year was a great step, but this year, obviously, we've taken it a little bit farther for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys don't forget 0-10 in 2019, right? That's part of who you guys are. That's part of what you've experienced and who you guys are as a team. You've been through that. So the second season's on deck in a couple weeks, and congratulations, you guys are going to be in the playoffs for the second straight year. But first, you have a matchup Saturday with Steel High, and you guys have an opportunity to win the Mid-Penn Capital Division outright for a program that, as I just mentioned, you guys were 0-10 2 years ago. I imagine claiming a crown is important, but I want to know if you guys have talked about it. Was it a goal? Have you discussed it as something that was important? And what, in your opinion, does winning a division title outright matter, if at all?
Yeah, it's definitely important to us. I mean, we haven't really been looking forward to this so much. I mean, this season, Coach Zell has really stressed like next week is the most important. We're not looking ahead or dwelling on a previous game. But
Right.
it's definitely now that it's here, it's very important. I mean, I honestly couldn't tell you the last time we've won a conference championship. It's certainly been a while, so it's really important for us and for the community who supported us, and it'll be a really big milestone to show how far we've come.
So this is your third year as a starting quarterback for the Bubblers. So I'm going to ask you, what is the one piece of advice that third year starter Colin would give to first year starter Colin, looking back?
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yes.
stuff, a lot of stuff I could say. I feel like most importantly is just kind of relax. I guess it does slow down as I keep going forward, but I feel like one of the most important thing about having 3 years is that it's just more relaxed back in the pocket or wherever I may be. I'm just a little bit cooler under pressure than I was in the beginning, which I thought was probably one of my biggest issues. But it's just have fun and relax. It comes together once you cool down a little bit.
There's a lot to be learned from losing, right? I mean, it's never fun, and it's a more difficult week early in the week in practice. And you guys fell to Mechanicsburg in week 4, and you haven't
Mhm.
lost since. What was the biggest takeaway from that loss that's helped you guys as you move forward? What'd you take from losing this year so far?
Well, we definitely got some positives out of that game. We kept fighting throughout the entire thing. We didn't treat it any different than any other week, even though it was a bigger school and all this, short notice, you didn't have film, all that kind of stuff. Um, but we honestly the games before that had been mostly blowouts, so it
Yes,
was
they were.
really important to kind of that was like our first big test,
Yep.
and I was really happy with how we performed. Even though we didn't come out how we'd like to.
Right.
That's about as close to a moral victory as we're gonna get, and it was a good game to have, especially early in the season.
So I was on this is just kind of a fun thing. You're 6'1", right? And I'm covering the game earlier this year when you guys played Big Spring. You get down so low under center at 6'1". How is that by design? Does Coach Zell want you down there? Do you do it on purpose? Is that just your thing? And do your knees ever get sore? Or I'm just curious. Like, I literally can't see your helmet among the linemen when you get under center.
Yeah, I've been with my center Brody for a while, even through youth football. I don't know, I'm just kind of used to it. I had Mason last year and he was much taller, so I wasn't near the ground there, but it's comfortable with Brody. I've been with him for a while, so it's nothing too big of a deal.
Yeah, it was just something that stuck out to me. So in a Reader's Digest conversion, the short version, why is Coach Zell's version of the wing tee a modified wing tee and not really the wing tee? And how it is exactly like the wing tee we all know and don't really love that much, sorry. But how is it exactly like the wing tee and how is it different in a short version?
It's exactly like the wing tee because we have great blocking schemes and we're able to run the ball downhill against a lot of really powerful teams.
Yep.
But at the same time, we're able to adapt to any passing situation or change in formations or whatever we need to. So it's not too rigid like normal wing tees.
Okay, give me the last question, then we'll hit the hot seat. Give me the player who's the most improved on your team from last year to this year and why it's been so important for the Bubblers this year, that one guy. Give me one guy, one only.
We would definitely have a lot of great players, but I'd say the most improved would have to go to Jack Lang. He's been a really important part of our run game, especially against Trinity. He had a crazy game, and at free safety, he's done a really, really good job. So he's made a really big impact, and he started football in high school, so he's just been steadily improving and made a big leap from last year to this year.
All right, Colin, we're going to put you on the spotlight hot seat. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
The last streaming series you watch or are watching now?
HBO Max.
Your favorite high school football uniform and helmet combination that is not yours? Whose unis
Wow.
do you like? Who do you like? I'm not letting you off the hook.
All right. Teams we play, or could it be any team?
Any team, anybody's kit you like.
Okay. IMG's uniforms are really awesome. I think they have like an all blue uniform. Looks very nice.
IMG Academy in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have some money down there. All right.
Yeah.
College football on Saturday or NFL football on Sunday? Which one?
College football for sure.
All right. Last question. What is your go-to order at Sheets?
Sheets. I'd have to say buffalo boneless wings and fries and a body armor.
And a body armor. There you go. All right. Hey, Colin, thank you very much for your time. Good luck to you and the Bubblers moving forward. Stay healthy. Play well against Steel High this week. Kind of a big game Saturday at Cottage Hill. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, that was Colin Lunde, quarterback for the Boiling Spring Bubblers, joining us on the Spotlight. Make sure you check out all our high school content on fourthdownmagazine.com. Follow along our social media or check out our YouTube page. For Adam fighting the internet behind the curtain, I'm your moderator, Andy Shay, and we will see you.